Namaskar to everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, Kirti, you are audible.
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Namaskar to everyone. On behalf of IGNU Regional Center Lucknow, I welcome each and everyone to this virtual platform for this virtual workshop on career in rural development. A special welcome to our chief guest and keynote speaker, Dr. Nitesh Dhawan, State Director, Khadi and Village Industries Commission, uh, Ministry of MSME, Government of India. I also welcome Dr. Manorma Singh ji, Senior Regional Director, IGNU, and our academic counselor, Dr. Amarpal Singh ji. I would like to inform Dr. Dhawan that in today's virtual workshop, we have with us learners from African countries who are enrolled in Master of Arts in Rural Development Program under E-Vidya Bharati project of Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India. Since IGNU Regional Center Lucknow is nodal center for online MA in Rural Development Program, PG Diploma in Rural Development Program, and Certificate in Rural Development Program. So we have different learners from various states of India. Now I request our technical team to play the Kulgeet of IGNU so that we can start the program formally.
ये है जन जन का विश्वविद्यालय। ये है जन जन का विश्वविद्यालय, सरल सुगम शिक्षा का आलय। जन जन का विश्वविद्यालय, जन जन का विश्वविद्यालय। ज्योत जलाए ज्ञान की, स्वाध्याय की, अनुसंधान की राह दिखाए वंचितों को शिक्षा के अधिकार की। ना उम्र का कोई बंधन, ना बंदिश परिधि की, घर घर है बना शिक्षा का देवालय। यह जन जन का विश्वविद्यालय, जन जन का विश्वविद्यालय।
जन जन का मान है, सम्मान है, पहचान है।
जन जन का मान सम्मान पहचान है।
राष्ट्र का आह्वान है, वरदान है, अभिमान है।
राष्ट्र का आह्वान, वरदान, अभिमान है। सर्वसुलभ सर्वोत्तम शिक्षा का है वादा, मुक्त और दूरस्थ शिक्षा का महान। यह जन जन का विश्वविद्यालय, जन जन का विश्वविद्यालय। देश विदेश पटल पर भूषित, नवाचार से सज्जित, गुणवत्ता से परिपूरित। ज्ञान वाणी ज्ञान दर्शन, ज्ञान कोश से संचित, ज्ञान कोश से संचित। सर्वगुण संपन्न शिक्षा का हिमालय, शिक्षा का हिमालय। यह जन जन का विश्वविद्यालय, जन जन का विश्वविद्यालय।
Thank you, technical team. Now I request all our participants to switch on their video, please, so that we can take a group photograph of this virtual conference. I request everyone to switch on the video, please. Thank you. We will appreciate that if your camera is on the entire session. This will boost morale of everyone. Now I request Dr. Manorma Singh Ji, Senior Regional Director, IGNOU Regional Center, Lucknow, to propose the welcome address.
Thank you so much, Kirti ji. A very good afternoon to you all from India. Today we are organizing a virtual workshop for our learners in African countries on the topic career opportunities in rural development in American context. We have with us an eminent learned keynote speaker, Dr. Nitesh Dhawan ji, who is State Director, Khadi Village and Industry Commission, Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise, Government of India. Sir, on behalf of IGNOU and on my personal behalf, I welcome you all. I welcome you to this virtual webinar. Dr. Dhawan will be discussing with our students on the topic career opportunity in rural development in African countries. Sir, I once again, I would like to welcome you to the seminar, and I am thankful to you for sparing your valuable time for our learners. Your expertise and your wide experience will be a great help to our learners to go a long way in their area of interest. I also take this opportunity to welcome all our learners who have joined this webinar. And I take this opportunity to welcome Dr. Kirti Vikram Singh Ji, Assistant Regional Director, IGNOU Regional Center, Lucknow, who is Nodal Officer for this important international project at Regional Center. I would like to apprise the keynote speaker, Dr. Dhawan, regarding this E-Vidya Bharati project. Sir, the E-Vidya Bharati and E-Arogya Bharati network project is under the Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India. This project offers tele-education along with telemedicine services through internet-based portal. So far in India, 6 premium Indian higher education institutes approved by University Grant Commission are offering online degree, diploma and certificate program. Under this initiative, IGNOU is one of the higher education institute identified under E-Vidya Bharati project. IGNOU is offering 43 programs at various levels, ranging from certificate, diploma and master's degree program with effect from July 22 admission session to 19 African countries. IGNOU Regional Center Lucknow has been identified by the university as nodal center for providing academic support to learners, Masters of Arts in Rural Development Program, Postgraduate Diploma in Rural Development Program, and Certificate in Rural Development Program. As of now, sir, we have 280 learners who are enrolled at IGNOU Regional Center Lucknow. As we all know that Master of Arts in Rural Development, Postgraduate Diploma in Rural Development, and CRD-OL program are very important programs of IGNOU. We are providing a high-class digital study material to our learners, supported by a range of technology-driven services, which have provided an encouraging learning environment to our learners. Our learners have an opportunity during their counseling session to interact with their academic counselors and peer group. The LMS portal of the university is user-friendly, which provides them academic services. And moreover, we are organizing such kind of webinars for our learners from time to time regarding their skill development and the learners who want to develop their own entrepreneurship and they want to become entrepreneur. We are organizing such a kind of workshops, sir. On behalf of IGNOU Regional Center Lucknow, I welcome you to this program. And I once again welcome all the participants, our academic counselors, Dr. Kirti Vikram Singh ji, Nodal Officer for Evidya Bharati project, for joining this program. And I hope this program will be very beneficial for our learners. Thank you so much. Over to you, Kirti ji.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your encouraging words. I hope our learners, both from India and Africa, will be benefited from this virtual workshop. So, without taking any more time, now I request Dr. Nitesh Dhawan ji, State Director, Khadi Village Industry Commission, for his presentation, please.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Kirti ji. First of all, thank you for inviting me as one of the keynote speakers for today's session on career in rural development. So I have prepared my presentation based upon my experiences in the development of rural sector. I have classified my presentation on basically I would request that someone's speaker is unmuted. So please mute it so that there is no disturbance, please. So I'll share my presentation on career in rural development based upon my experiences. I have classified my presentation on 4 key points. Before understanding career in rural development, basically in the context of South Africa or the African countries, we need to understand the socio-economic scenario of the African countries. Then the second key point is what are the key areas for which major interventions are required so that you as learners can contribute in those sectors in future. Third is what are the different job roles that you can have as a rural development specialist or experts in your countries. Then there are some case studies that I would like to share based upon various schemes and the programs that we are running in India so that you can replicate those in African countries. So I would like to share my presentation before you. Can you share, see the screen, the slide?
Visible.
It's visible.
It's visible. प्रशांत है क्या या कोई टेक्निकल आलोक को बुलाइए।
Just sorry for the inconvenience. The slide is actually freezed. I'm starting the presentation from the very first slide. Can you see the slide, first slide?
Yes, sir. Career in rural development.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. So, coming on to the key topic, that is career opportunities in rural development. First, we will try to understand the socio-economic scenario of Africa. As you people are from Africa, you must be knowing about the socio-economic conditions of Africa more than me. So just wanted to highlight few key areas of what African economy is going through right now. Africa's economy is heavily reliant on low productivity sectors like agriculture and low skilled services currently. So this is one area where we can work upon in rural sector. The key challenges that Africa is facing is related to poverty, exclusion, inequality, unemployment, and lack of social protection. Then, due to pandemic and Russia-Ukraine war, the Africans have had a lasting impact on their economy, pushing millions into extreme poverty and causing job losses. Then there is high level of debt, with 18 countries in 2023 having debt to GDP ratio of over 70%. In 2023, 55% population lived in rural areas in Africa, though it is declining gradually. If you compare it with Indian economy, the Indian demography, we have 68% of population living in rural areas. So quite similarities there between Africa and India, though the debt to GDP ratio is quite high, which is a major barrier in terms of financial resources, economic resources, which must be distributed between the people on the lower strata. Based upon this socio-economic scenario, there are major areas of intervention. So the major areas of intervention basically relate to poverty alleviation, diversification of rural economy, creating self-employment opportunities, microcredit facilities, investment in rural infrastructure like health and education to improve human capital. Now, as you saw in the previous slide, that Africa's economy faces challenges of poverty. So we need to have poverty alleviation programs. We need to have social protection schemes, social security schemes, to have more inclusive economy, to reduce the inequalities, providing employment opportunities, self-employment opportunities through financial assistance from government. Now, these are the major interventions that I have highlighted. As you as learners can understand the basic ideas or the basic areas of intervention. After you pass out from this master's degree in rural development, you can initiate on these sectors, the key areas, through your interventions in policy making and various other areas like microfinancing, investment in rural infrastructure like health and education. The basic objective, the whole objective is to improve the human capital, and human capital relies upon the health and education. So if you want to improve the rural sector in Africa, you must invest in education and health of rural people. These are the different job roles in rural development. After you pass out from your masters in rural development, you can play your role as consultants and experts, contribute in policy making. What are the key areas and the areas of concern? What should be the policy initiatives that need to be taken in framing the policy for the rural development sector? As social activists, by addressing and advocating important issues related to the rural people, rural masses, you can raise those issues, you can act as pressure groups, you can influence the policy making in that way. Then as community development specialists, you will be able to understand the role of people's participation, the engagement of community uh, in the successful implementation of the various policies. So as community development specialist, you can play a very significant role in mobilizing the community. Then in various government positions like manager or coordinator in rural livelihood mission, that similarly we are having in India the National Rural Livelihood Mission, under which there are positions like manager or district coordinators, through which they play a significant role in forming the self-help groups for various self-employment opportunities. Government finances these self-help groups through microfinancing. So as experts, you can also play a role of a coordinator or a manager in livelihood missions that your country is having. Then in India, we have in government positions, we have block development officers who work tirelessly for the development of rural sector at the block level, at the panchayat level. We have district panchayati raj officers, village development officers in various government departments. So they have a very significant role in execution of various programs and schemes that government is running. Now, the other area that is very significant is microfinancing, because it is through microfinancing from civil society organizations or through government departments that the rural people can avail the financial assistance and start their the self-employment avenues on themselves. As rural development managers, you can work in various NGOs, the non-governmental organizations, working for improving the health and education services in the rural sector. This is a very vast area. Basically, the health and education services is a very vast area, and very diversified also. In India, we are having Anganwadis, the ANMs, the ASHA workers, who are playing a very significant role in improving in providing the primary healthcare services and the community healthcare services at the rural level. The other very important area, last but not least, is the capacity building experts. There is a very much requirement of skilled human resource, and as experts in rural development, you can also play your role as a capacity building experts in the development of rural sector. The personnel involved in the rural development sector needs to be augmented with the resources, need to be augmented with the skill side. So skilling is very important, and as capacity building experts, you can play this role very importantly. Now the skill set, basically, we were just talking about the different roles, and different roles have different skill sets also. As an enabler, you will be able to enable the people to understand their own problems, come forward, uh, empower them by educating them, by making them understand their actual problems and what needs to be done. So this is one area where you can educate them by self-awareness, by organizing various awareness programs, capacity building programs, and mentoring. Then advocacy is very important. So through social advocacy, as rural development managers, you can also uh, understand their real issues, the actual issues that the rural masses are facing in your country. And then by advocating those real issues, you can place those issues at the policy making level, so that proper effective intervention is done at the policy making level. Then entrepreneurship is one area where much of the growth, the socio-economic upliftment relies upon. Entrepreneurship development is a very key area. We in India are working on that, and I'll share my case studies based upon the entrepreneurship model that we are having right now. Then as in different roles, you will need to have a good communication, good teamwork, and leadership qualities, because not having these skills will not land you to the safer places, because communication is the key word we have to understand. And as students, as learners of rural development, you will engage with the community, the people of rural sector, who will not be that much literate, not much educated. So as community builders, you need to engage the community in your way, in their languages, in their comfort zone. So where your communication skills will play a very important role. You will have to form your own team and lead from the front to bring the change you want to see. So these are the skill sets you will need as the rural development personnel. Now, as I was telling that I would share my own experiences based upon the case studies that we are having in India. See, we in India are having multi-level interventions under different schemes at individual level, at group level, through two different financing models. One is the grant-based model, and the other is the subsidy-based model. So this is the scheme under which we are providing a grant of 90% of the total project to a cluster. As you can see, it is a jute multi-product cluster. It is financed under the Spurti scheme. Spurti is basically a scheme of fund for regeneration of traditional industries. In India, the Ministry of MSME sponsors this scheme. This is one of the flagship schemes that ministry is having. The idea is to basically regenerate the traditional industries which are on the decline. So this is one of the model clusters in Lucknow. It is called as Lucknow Multi-Product Cluster. It was sanctioned in September 2021 by Ministry of MSME. The nodal agency is the Khadi and Village Industries Commission. You will be happy to know that before this intervention, there were about 700 to 800 women entrepreneurs or females who were just residing in their homes, idle, and had no work to do in the interior, in the rural areas. After this intervention, the Spurti intervention, about 740 women entrepreneurs is spread over 7 villages and semi-urban areas in blocks of Chinhat and Bakshi Ka Talab of Lucknow district. The government financed about 4.47 crores for achieving 100% capacity building, capacity utilization in the 5 years project period. There were 3 types of interventions, basically the hard intervention, under which common facility center was established with the grant of 90% from the ministry, under which the common facility center, we had installed the desired machines required for the manufacturing of jute products. Then there was a soft intervention also, under which training and capacity building programs were run, and which helped in the skilling of the women entrepreneurs at the large level. The third intervention basically was the thematic intervention, under which there were exposure visits also to different areas who were already working in this sector. So overall impact of this intervention under Spurti cluster had been very commendable. Recently, the audit team has also visited in the cluster and was very satisfied with the results. Though these results will need to be augmented in the next few months, I would say. Initially, the average income of a per female artisan was rupees 500 only, which was very small, very meager. Then after the post intervention, it increased to about 3,500 per month. So there was a drastic improvement in the average income, though it needs to be improved and augmented to about 12,000 rupees per month. We are targeting 12,000 rupees per month, which will be done in the next few years, in the couple of years. So this is how this cluster is running and providing the livelihood to the various women entrepreneurs in the rural areas. So you can see that this cluster basically produces the wide range of products, starting from the jute bags, providing it to the various government departments and the semi-conferences, seminars, promotional bags for industries, then stationery, home decor, utility products, fashion accessories like jute jewelry, pouches and clutches, gift items like customized jute gift sets for festivals and corporate events. So these are the products that these women artisans are making, producing with the help of financial assistance from the government. And I would like to share that the turnover of this cluster is expected to be rupees 5 crore by the end of this financial year. So this will be a major achievement. In the investment summit recently held in Lucknow, they have got orders from African countries also, if I may say so, from Ghana and other African countries. So this is one area that even African countries from the rural sector can replicate this model in their country. This is the second Spurti cluster which I want to highlight. This is a beekeeping Spurti cluster which is running recently in Barabanki near Lucknow district, under which there is a support from the ministry. About 2.5 crores is the grant that has been provided to this cluster. This project was sanctioned in February 2021, and over 700 artisans are working in this honey cluster. The various products that they make is the honey, basically the honey and the wax, that are the major products. And as you can see, the beekeeping activity in the photographs, the honey processing is going on in the pictures that you can see. So their income has increased by 35% due to more production of honey and other products, due to the major interventions provided by the ministry. Under hard intervention, there is a common facility center. Along with that, there are various machines and the honey processing plant through which honey is extracted and provided to various locations. So this is one of good clusters that is recently running. And after organizations intervention and association of beneficiaries with the cluster, they received technical training, exposure visit of enterprise doing beekeeping, learning of honey extraction techniques, market awareness generation, availability and proper use of tools and equipment. And that is why that led to basically the income generation of the enhancement of income generation in these areas of the female and the artisans that you can see in the pictures. So this is our second intervention that I wanted to highlight. Third is the our another major flagship scheme run by ministry, that is called as PMEGP, with Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program, under which we provide the financial assistance of 15 to 35% of subsidy on the loan of 50 lakhs in the manufacturing sector and 20 lakhs in the service sector. As you can see in the picture, this project was sponsored under PMEGP to Mrs. Sulekha Singh, related to handmade paper industry, with the financial assistance of 24.85 lakhs and has second loan of rupees 1 crore, and the overall subsidy amount was about 25 lakhs, which led to the employment of over 30 people, and their annual sales projection of this year is expected at 2.40 crores, which is also commendable in terms of the scaling of the project, the providing the provision of employment, with people from different rural areas coming into the industry and having their income generation activities at one place, and promoting the handmade paper industry in the region. So this is our third case study that I wanted to highlight before you. You can also replicate as rural development managers. You can also suggest the initiatives that India is taking currently, and can replicate in your own country in the socio-economic conditions that you are having, and improve the socio-economic status of the rural people. Then this is our case study number 4, which is related to Khadi Vikas Yojana, under which we provide the basic idea is to provide the worksheet, the financial assistance worksheet for the Khadi artisans.
Excuse me, sir. Sorry for interrupting you. Actually, I'm unable to see the slides. I think the presentation is not running.
Presentation is not running. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes,
It is
sir.
visible.
It is visible.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. It is visible, but it is not moving,
Sir,
sir.
it is not
It is-
changing. Slide is not changing.
Slide is not changing. Okay. Just hold on. I'm trying to resolve this issue. Please wait. Let's just stop sharing करके फिर से reshare करो. Double click. एक इसमें कहाँ गए थे? यहाँ गए थे ना? नहीं, जी slide भी तो होनी थी ना बोले. Can you see the slide?
Yes, sir.
Can you see this slide on your screen? Case
Yes,
study
sir.
number 4.
Yes, sir. Case study 4 KVY.
Okay. So this is the case study number 4, which is related to Khadi Vikas Yojana, under which we have provided financial assistance for building the worksheets for the artisans, rural artisans who are producing the Khadi products. So KVIC has been implementing the worksheet scheme for Khadi artisans, and under 2023, there is one Khadi institutions named as Sahara Khadi Gramodyog Seva Samiti in Hardoi in India, under which artisans have been benefited with the financial assistance of rupees 6 lakhs for 15 Khadi artisans. Earlier, they didn't have any worksheet. They were going to different places for this spinning and weaving activity. After this intervention, they are able to work in the group worksheet where 15 artisans come and manufacture the products related to the spinning activity, basically. So this is one intervention which you can take a leaf from it and start and suggest in your country in some way to the policymakers or through government departments for taking such kind of initiatives which can help build the congenial environment to the rural artisans. Now, this is another intervention under Gramodyog Vikas Yojana. As you can see on the screen, there is one artisan in Lakhimpur Kheri district. Before this intervention, he was producing the products which were not very, very qualitative products, and the productivity and the income was also very low. After the KVIC provided them with the advanced and modern tools for making wooden products at subsidized rates along with 10 days of training, he learned to make larger items like chairs, tables, as well as wooden toys and decorative household items. Now today, the entire family is engaged in making wooden products. The quality of his wooden products has also improved, leading to an increase in income. Now he is able to earn between 800 to 1,000 rupees daily. So this is a major step as far as his economic status is concerned. He has been able to uplift the socio-economic status of his family. And this is also inspiring other artisans also. So in a way, these are the few case studies that I wanted to highlight before you. as KVIC works basically for the rural masses with the help of various entrepreneurship development schemes. It is a big organization. It has its presence in pan India level with the 45 offices across the country. It has about 2,500 Khadi institutions across the country. Then it has 8,000 sales outlets across the country. So it has a pan India presence with the various initiatives and programs uh, with the objective of the socio-economic upliftment of the rural artisans. So I would be happy to take any questions if you are having as to how you can contribute yourself in the services, in the rural development services in your country. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Dhawanji. In your presentation, you covered the areas in which intervention is required, and also informed us about the skills sets that are required by the rural development professionals. And you also shared your experiences related to field with us. And I also visited many of the units being run by KVIC. So I can say that KVIC is doing an excellent job and providing employment opportunities to rural masses. I request you that while you were giving your presentation, two of your experiences that you shared were not visible to our students as the slides were not moving. So kindly,
I'll reshare it. Okay, I'll reshare it. I think it was case study
so
number.
kindly let us see those slides, please.
Okay.
Then I would request our African learners, if they have any questions in their mind, they can ask these questions to our experts, and the floor after that will be open for question and answers.
I think it was case
So
study
it
number.
is case study 3. I think we were not able to see the case study 1 and 2, the jute cluster, and the second one, handmade paper cluster.
Okay. Jute one was the first one. I think
Yes,
they must
this
have
one.
seen it, I think. So let me explain again. This is the case study number 1, which relates to the jute multi-product cluster. It is a cluster in a sense that basically all the women entrepreneurs belong to a similar locality where they are located, and they are engaged in the common activity. For example, they are producing the jute multi-products with the financial assistance of the government in the form of a grant, which is 90% of the whole project, which turns out to be about rupees 4.47 crores. So this is a huge amount that is being given in the form of a grant as a financial assistance for the development of Spurti cluster for the production of the jute products. So after the interventions, various interventions like hard interventions, under which they were able to build a common facility center and required machines for the production. Then we had a soft intervention under which various capacity building programs, the awareness programs were organized for making them understand the whole production process. So after that, there was a thematic intervention which was basically related to the exposure visit to different areas which were already involved in such activities. So after these interventions, their financial income have increased from rupees 500 to now 3,500, which is also not very satisfactory. But I think the intervention has made a change, and that change has to be continued, that need to be augmented in the next years also. So we expect a turnover of about rupees 5 crore by the end of this financial year, and we are very much hopeful that their income will increase to rupees 12,000 rupees per month over next couple of years. So this is how the cluster intervention has resulted into and brought change in the socio-economic status of the women entrepreneurs. So this is the case study number 2. Have you seen this slide earlier, or should I re-explain it?
You explained the slides, but the pictures were not visible to the learners.
Okay.
So you can just briefly tell them about these things.
Okay. This is our second cluster, beekeeping Sphoorti cluster. It was basically financed with the objective of enhancing the beekeeping activities in the region, the Barabanki district near Lucknow. The nodal agency was Ministry of MSME. KVIC basically acted as the one of the agencies along with the technical agency as the implementing agency. It was sanctioned in February 2021, and after organizations intervention and association of beneficiaries with the cluster, they received technical training, exposure visit of the enterprise, doing beekeeping, learning of honey extraction techniques, market awareness generation, availability and proper use of tools and equipments. The income of beekeepers has also increased to about 35% due to these interventions. So this is also one of our successful clusters. Third case study that I presented is related to the Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program, under which we provide margin money from 15% to 35% based upon the social categories. For example, we provide 35% subsidy to women entrepreneurs to promote women entrepreneurship. This project was basically financed to Mrs. Sulekha Singh related to handmade paper industry with the financial assistance of rupees 24.85 lakhs in the initial phase, and the second loan of rupees 1 crore with a subsidy of amounting to about 25 lakhs, which helped to provide employment to 32 people, and their annual sales projection of this year is expected to be about 2.40 crores. So this is one of our interventions which is based on the financing model of interest subsidy. Earlier two clusters were based upon the grant-based model of financing. So these are the three case studies. Then this is another case
now
study.
I request our learners, they are writing a few points in the chat box. You are welcome to ask these questions to our expert directly. So floor is open for question and answers.
Chat box here.
We have Mr. Faith. Kindly ask your question. Please unmute yourself and switch on your video and ask questions.
There is one question from Raymond Mali. Saying we can come up with the concept.
Good morning.
Yes, please ask. Please ask.
Please ask questions one by
my
one.
name is Raymond. It is a bit of noise in the back. Okay, my name's Raymond Mwale.
Yes, Mr.
A student of Masters.
You can ask your question.
Yes, please. My question is, I don't know whether I'm not getting you very clear, but something like you are saying that there is some grant that is running right in India, and now if we have an initiative in our students,
voice is not clear.
You can't get me clear?
No.
Okay,
Your
so I was
voice is
saying
not clear.
There are some
my voice is not very clear.
audio is not clear. Please type your question. I will try to resolve
Yeah,
it. Please type your question
maybe
in the chat box. You have written that, sir, are you saying we can come up with concept notes that may source grant funding from your country. No, it's not like that. These are the case studies that I'm sharing, that we are running in India, the schemes, that the various schemes and the initiatives that our department is taking. What I am suggesting is that in your country, you can suggest the government departments or the policy makers that they can replicate on the similar models. They can initiate your programs and schemes based upon these experiences in the Indian conditions, if it is feasible at all. Because what I am trying to say is that there are similarity in the socio-economic status as far as the population of rural areas is concerned. In India, we are having 60% of the rural population, while in Africa it is 55%. So the quantum of rural population is much more in India, though we are very much economically strong also in comparison to Africa. But in your country, you can suggest these measures that India is taking. I hope
Okay,
you got the answer.
that's understood. Yes, I've gotten your point.
Okay.
So if for example, I speak to decision makers in my country and they would want to replicate the ideas, how then are we going to go about them?
See, if you want to replicate these ideas, you have to reach out to the government authorities and give your ideas. I'm not aware of the mechanism and the systemic process that you follow in Africa, but what I can say is that through various government departments or the civil society organizations that African countries have, they can share these ideas with them, and so that they can be communicated to the higher level of authorities to bring policy changes.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Mike, please unmute your mic and ask your question.
Okay, thank you so much for the insightful presentation. I just wanted to learn from you if you have any policies at local or national level which supports rural development in rural areas.
You can type your question, please.
Oh, all right, okay.
Please type your question.
Okay.
Mr. Faith and Mr. Bride, if you want, you can ask your questions.
All right. Thank you again for this opportunity. My question basically, it's am I audible though? Before I ask.
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. All right. So my question is a little bit similar to the first question that Raymond asked, in the sense that, yes, we are students of masters in rural development in our various countries in Africa, and I'm not really aware that maybe the government is aware that our governments, like in my example, since I'm from Zambia, that the government of Zambia is aware that we are undertaking this interesting course, which can be really helpful in our country. So, in terms of wanting to impart or share these ideas that we are learning from India with our government, it's a little bit challenging, in the sense that if you are not in government, let's say you are not working for the Ministry of Rural Development, and you are not in the councils, it's a little bit difficult for you to get through to the government and initiate ideas or policy change that can be helpful based on the knowledge that we've gotten from India. So now my question comes to, do the government of India, through this program, or the university through this program, have some form of an understanding with our various governments where if at all when we graduate, we are sort of maybe presented to them to say, no, these are people who are engaged in this course and they've gained ABCD competencies and they can be actually maybe helpful in terms of like helping out in your endeavor in terms of achieving the development that you seek in terms of rural development. Do we have some form of, something that like brings us together in terms of the government and the program itself, so that it's easier for us to sort of transition from being just students of this interesting course to us being practitioners of the experiences and the competencies that we are receiving from this course?
So my answer would be like you can approach your in your country through various civil society organizations who are working for the poverty alleviation programs in the rural sector. One is the way to approach these civil society organizations and the non-governmental organizations. You can recommend your ideas that you are just having here. Then second is through various ministries also, Ministry of External Affairs, Ministry of Culture. They also have very the MOUs with the various countries through which these initiatives or the ideas, new suggestions can be shared and brought into light before your government authorities. So these are the two ways that you can just approach to in finding the answers and how you can initiate these programs in your countries. As far as the initiative from IGNU is concerned, I think at IGNU level, they can also recommend few of the findings of these kind of workshops to the authority, to the concerned authorities of your country. So it can also be very beneficial to the concerned authorities as far as rural development is concerned.
So to that note, I think one thing I would also suggest is that on the part of IGNU and just the whole program, this whole program, it will be very prudent for the authorities that side to be able to share the database of all the students that are learning under this course and have graduated when that time comes for us to graduate, to present this information to our various governments and present it to them via the respective embassies to say that, no, look, these are the people who were involved in this program and they have graduated. So if there's any opportunities that can be utilized, for these people to be involved in, so this is the list and we are kind of recommending these people. I think such an idea will go a long way in also not just helping out the students who are involved, but also even making, it's part of cultural exchange and at a very high level, it sort of sells IGNU out there also to say, these are people who were at this school and now they are involved in ABCD. So that can only be done if at all you sort of take a step further to market the school through us by providing this information in our respective governments.
Yes, I agree with you. The suggestions you have made, I think they are very important suggestions. And one thing more, that you might be having academic institutions in Africa which might be doing research work in rural development. So you can collaborate with them also in order to just communicate your ideas to them.
Yes, my question is in line with.
Yes.
My question is in line with appropriate technology in agriculture. And now, in relation to agribusiness, what could be your advice, especially if we want to empower people with disabilities in skills based on agriculture enterprises, what would you recommend?
See, my advice would be to basically understand the socio-economic demography of the African rural sector. First is to understand it. Accordingly, we can formulate policies. As you told that agro-based industries in Africa, we can have technological intervention. Like in India, we are having technology-based services in improving the productivity of agro-based industry. For example, I shared some case studies in rural sector, though it was not related to agro-based, but these are the technological interventions also in a way that can improve the productivity. These case studies reflect that there has been increase in the income of about 3 to 5 times when technology was introduced prior to the intervention compared to the prior pre-intervention stage. My idea would be to first understand the socio-economic demography of the African culture, of the African area that you are suggesting. Then accordingly, we can frame the policies which can be introduced with the help of technological intervention in rural industries sector, small scale industries sector, micro and nano industries sector that we just discussed about.
Okay, hello, my name is Kwesi Foster, and I'm speaking from Ghana. Please, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, please. I want to find out, looking at the rate of success of the case studies you have shared with us, it was very high. And I wanted to find out, how do you manage to control political interference in such that this project that or intervention that you carry out for the development of the rural areas get to the target people? Because in Africa here, for that matter in Ghana, most of the time, beautiful intervention targeting the rural areas end up being politicized, and people who benefited for it are political people who do not need it. So how or strategy did you use to overcome that?
Okay, it's a very good question. Uh, in India, we do have political interferences, but as far as implementation of schemes and the execution of programs is concerned, it's not like that, because in any case, India is a welfare state. India has, the state owns the responsibility of taking various welfare initiatives in the interest of people. We do have sometime the influences, political influences in some ways, but my experience says that as far as selection of beneficiaries is concerned, providing the benefits to the people is concerned, the people across all political lines support these kind of initiatives. And though we face some kind of challenge in some situations, but it's not very prominent.
Thank you.
Anyone else, please?
I think most of our learners have got answers of their questions. So we are ending this question and answer session. Now I request Dr. Amarpal Singh ji to propose formal vote of thanks and give concluding remarks. Over to you, Dr. Amarpal ji.
Thank you, Kirti sir. Thank you very much for providing this opportunity to me to sum up the keynote lecture, nicely presented and given by our keynote speaker, Dhawanji, Nitesh Dhawanji, Director KVIC. And first of all, I would like to touch upon some key areas and presentation by Sir. Sir started his presentation from taking the core, the basics of understanding giving a picture of and glimpses of the African countries, socio-economic condition of African countries, as he has many times mentioned that first of all, we need to understand the socio-economic condition of our rural areas first. Then we can map some policies, we can formulate some policies for its development aspects. And so far as the matter of the scope of rural development programs, particularly PG programs, certificate programs, and master of art in rural development and diploma in rural development, I think Sir has touched upon all the aspects. When it comes to the scope of job opportunity, particularly, we have lots of areas and various areas where we can engage ourselves as providing services to the rural development. Particularly, one of some of the key areas what Sir has discussed in his initial lecture. I think those areas were consultancy services. As you know that you people have done your master's degree in rural development. So, so many areas are there for where you can be recruited as the consultant. You can provide consultancy services to different organizations, government, non-government organizations, rural development initiatives taken by the government and non-government organizations. And in government PSUs, public sector units, as we said that Sir has also mentioned, in India we are giving priority to our rural development programs, and because of that, yes, because we are a welfare state and largest democracy of the world, so it is our responsibility and the state responsibilities to give equal opportunity to rural and urban both people. So for that sake, you can be recruited and you can have a job in PSUs, government PSUs, in the form of analysts, policy consultants, policy formulators, data analysts, researchers, right? Simply. And if we talk other areas, corporate organizations, you can also, we in India, Sir has also told that lots of corporate organizations are also engaged in bringing development to rural areas by supporting, by providing financial support to the rural people directly or indirectly. So you can also give your services in the corporate organizations also. So welfare organizations, as we have said that lots of schemes like poverty alleviation program, employment generation programs, and fisheries, animal husbandry, lots of areas you can give your services, because you people are being learned the basics of rural development from the hurdles, the socio-economic conditions, the requirement, the aspiration of the people. You people would be the real one to identify the real aspirations of rural people in your country. I think, as Sir has said, that first of all, it is very pertinent to understand the ground socio-economic conditions. Then you people are becoming a brand ambassador of this, that you can lead your nation, your country to uplift the socio-economic condition of your rural people, rural part. So by becoming an agent, you can approach to the government by different media, by social media, by other means, what Sir has suggested you. So I think welfare, you can also join welfare organizations and rural industries, emerging agri-marketing areas particularly, as Sir has shared his experience by describing some interference from the government of India in different sectors, in beekeeping and jute clusters, and in other aspects. So these experience shared by Sir was very fantastic. I think this is the real knowledge. it's not about only that the government is promoting some policies, programs for rural development, but what practically the government of India has taken an intervention, have done some interventions, and the result of that intervention has been very fruitful, I think. So that's why it is requested you all to replicate, as sir has also requested and suggested you to replicate these interventions and policies in African unions and African countries also. So I think apart from these things, as you learners from country across the country of African Union and from India also, because you have completed your post graduation in this specialization. So by getting this degree, you can also have a job as a lecturer, assistant professor, professors, not only professors, but as sir said that there are so many organizations, research institutes, rural development institutes, local governments, which are yes also recruiting the specialized students, learners in rural development particularly. So in academics and research, you can also save your career, and there is lot of opportunity. As far as the NGOs and international organizations is concerned, WHO, I think, and World Bank and other UNO, their international organizations are also being engaged since many years, I think, to uplift the socio-economic and health condition of the rural people. So you can have also the opportunity, because you have been eligible, you have been eligible to serve serve these organizations by your qualifications. So I think lots of areas you can. So I think sir has presented a very enlightening lecture and workshop mode. And the best part of this lecture was that interaction that took place between the learners from different part of the African countries. And sir has, I think, I hope that we have been able to give you all the answers of your queries, what you have raised. So last but not the least, I extend my gratitude to the keynote speaker, Nitesh Dhawan, and also I want to extend my gratitude to Director Regional Center IGNOU Lucknow, Manorma Madam, and Deputy Director Kirti Vikramji for organizing such a wonderful workshop on this very burning and very essential topic, and particularly benefiting our learners from African country and India also. So thank you all. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining this workshop. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I want to make one announcement to the learners, especially from African countries. We will be running these kind of workshops till 25th of this month. So I request you that when we send an email to you regarding joining these kinds of workshop, which is related to rural development, innovation, entrepreneurship, career in different subjects related to your specialization, so kindly join it. This is also open to our IGNOU Indian learners. So we request that in coming lectures we will get also you get your support as well. So once again, on behalf of IGNOU Regional Center Lucknow, I thank Dr. Nitesh Dhawan for sparing his valuable time with us and giving and sharing his knowledge to our Indian and African students. I hope that his experiences are going to benefit all of us. I also thank Dr. Manorma Singh ji, Senior Regional Director, IGNOU Regional Center Lucknow, for providing this opportunity to our learners. Thank you, one and all. And a special thanks to Dr. Amarpal ji for giving such wonderful closing remarks, summing up everything that I and learners forgot. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.